The Kyiv visit today of Blinken and Lammy, the UK Foreign Secretary and the Secretary of State, have it's a diplomatic mission to Kyiv, taking place at a time when actually quite a number of other people are arriving. The Latvian president, the Czech president, the Lithuanian president, now Sida, they're all taking photographs on the railway platform to say that they've finally arrived by train from Poland. On today, the 11th of September, that's a day earmarked in history. The visit underscores the significance of Western solidarity with Ukraine, particularly as the war with Russia grinds on with no immediate resolution in sight. And the primary plan for all of these officials will be to explore Ukraine's military needs, particularly as winter approaches and the battlefield's conditions shift. And a key issue on the table is the provision of long-range weaponry to Ukraine and whether or not they can use it on Russian sites. So if a Russian missile comes over to Ukraine, it should be possible to send a missile straight back to where the missile was fired, and so take out that base. President Zelensky has been pressing the US and the UK to lift restrictions on using these weapons for strikes deep within Russian territory. And the matter of whether Russian allies will permit this remains unresolved, but Blinken and Lammy's presence in Kyiv could suggest that discussions on the topic are gaining momentum, and there have been rumours that Blinken might even announce such authorization during the visit, though US President Joe Biden has yet to officially endorse it, saying that's being worked out. At the core of this debate is the balance between providing Ukraine with the military tools to reclaim its territory and avoid a direct escalation that could widen the conflict. The West has been cautious about crossing certain lines, fearing a broader war with Russia. Yet, as the conflict drags on and the Ukrainian leadership continues its counter-offensive, the calculus may be shifting. The potential authorization of long-range strikes into Russia could be a pivotal moment in the war, representing a shift in Western strategy. Another crucial element of this visit is the diplomatic context surrounding Russia's partnership with Iran. And Blinken and Lammy have raised alarms about Iran's supply of ballistic missiles to Moscow, viewing it as a threat not only to Ukraine, but to global security. And the involvement of Iran deepens the geopolitical stakes of the war, bringing the conflict beyond Russia-Ukraine binary and into a broader struggle involving global powers. And of course, Iran is that country which is poised as interested in both the Ukrainian conflict and the Israeli conflict. Blinken's comments about holding Tehran accountable for its missile support indicate that Washington is prepared to tighten sanctions and other measures around and against Iran. And the Kyiv visit comes at a delicate moment for Ukraine itself. As the war stretches into its second year, questions remain about the long-term sustainability of the Ukrainian military's efforts, particularly with winter coming. Blinken, a US Secretary of State, will be focused on reaffirming US support, both militarily and diplomatically, in the face of an oncoming presidential election, which may or may not go his way. And if Trump is elected, maybe Trump will call a halt to a lot of the support for Ukraine. That is the fear, and that undoubtedly is Putin's hope. Blinken's presence, therefore, in Ukraine signals that Washington remains committed to Ukraine's defense, but it also suggests that strategic recalibrations are underway. Can the military support for Ukraine be Trump-proofed? David Lammy's presence represents the UK's unwavering support, reinforcing the transatlantic alliance in support of Ukraine. And while his role may mirror Blinken's, Lammy's involvement highlights Britain's efforts to play a significant role in shaping the future of Ukraine. Both foreign secretaries are likely to meet with senior Ukrainian officials, emphasizing their government's readiness to assist Ukraine in its efforts to retake Russian-occupied territories and support its broader post-war recovery. In addition to military and strategic discussions, there will likely be diplomatic discussions surrounding peace efforts. And while Blinken emphasized that ending the war through negotiations remains the most probable outcome, when and under what conditions such talks could take place are up to President Zelensky primarily. But I think there are talks that could be taking place with the Kremlin already, and we're not taking advantage of that. It's clear that Blinken and Lammy's trip is not just about military aid, but also about exploring diplomatic pathways to peace, even as the war rages on. And overall, this visit is a symbolic and strategic reaffirmation of US and UK support for Ukraine at a time when the war is at a critical juncture. With Iran's missile supplies to Russia and the debate over Ukraine's use of long-range weaponry, the stakes are high. How Blinken and Lammy navigate these stakes in Kyiv could shape the next phase of the conflict.